Defense Staff of the Gambia Armed Forces, Lieutenant General Cham on Monday has issued a firm directive to soldiers to shoot any armed robbers threatening the safety of Gambian citizens. The order comes during the second leg of his nationwide tour, which took him to key military sites in Kanilai and Sibano in the West Coast region. Mahmoud Barrow takes us to the story.
As part of his ongoing military engagement across the country, Chief of Defense Staff Lieutenant General Cham has reiterated his uncompromising stance on national security, instructing troops to neutralize armed robbers infiltrating Gambian communities, particularly those in border regions. Speaking during inspection visits to military posts in Kanilai and Sibanor, the CDS declared that armed robbery constitutes a direct threat to peace and civilian safety. He emphasized that soldiers must be prepared to defend the population with decisive action.
In my other conversations, I did say something which some of them are trying to twist. Let me repeat for clarity. I told soldiers that if you encounter any criminal who is armed and is bent on robbing people at gunpoint, at the threat of death, to take their property or to loot them, and you are there, and then you see that he is visibly holding a weapon that he can turn against you, shoot to kill, and there is no regret about that. There is no ambiguity. We have a country to defend, and we cannot compromise that. That is what we swore in, and that is our duty.
General Cham's tough directive comes amidst a recent spike in violent cross-border incursions, where criminal elements have been reportedly targeting residents, looting property, and endangering lives. He warned that such acts will not be tolerated and reaffirmed the military's constitutional mandate to safeguard the nation. Prior to his engagement in Kanilai and Sibanor, the CDS inspected a 300 by 300 meter land allocated for a future military post located between Jilamfar and Tambakunda, demonstrating a continued focus on expanding infrastructure and strategic presence. In Sibanor, General Cham also addressed the troops on the importance of maintaining neutrality in national affairs. He urged soldiers to exercise their civic rights only during elections and to remain above political partisanship at all other times.
The army is an apolitical armed forces, meaning that if you are in the uniform, your political party is the armed forces uniform. You are a soldier. You do not identify or openly display allegiance or affiliation to any political party. We are neutral. We are the central pillar of this country, responsible to protect the territorial integrity and sovereignty of the state. So which means that we have to be neutral and exercise our civic rights only when elections are there, and then we go and do our civic duties in secret. Beyond that, we do not take sides. So I think the message is also clear. There is no issue of tribalism or religious intolerance. Everyone here is a Gambian. We are all citizens entitled to the same rights and have the same duties towards the state. Loyalty is important. You cannot be in here and then probably owe allegiance to somebody outside. And then probably these days, soldiers deviate and go into areas that doesn't belong to them. The civil, what we call the social media is a case in point. So try as much as possible to avoid that and build on your careers.
Further reassuring the rank and file, CDS Cham acknowledged the logistical and operational challenges faced by the armed forces and promised that the military leadership, in collaboration with the government and the Commander-in-Chief, President Adama Barrow, is working to improve conditions. He cited mobility, equipment, and troop welfare as top concerns with the current resource framework. The CDS nationwide tour remains a long-standing tradition within the Gambia Armed Forces. It is designed to foster direct communication between leadership and troops, assesses operational readiness, and boosts morale through on-ground engagements. The second leg of the tour continues with visits to other installations across the country in the coming days. Reporting for Eyeafrica News, I am Mamadi Baro.